Hey there, Cheesemeisters. Welcome back to the Peach Pod. That would have been The Right Kind of Love by Jeremy Jordan, but only if Donna told you, because David didn't know what song was playing. I am Jeff, and I have a problem with monogamy. What do you want from me? I just had to fuck 19-year-olds, David. Get off my back. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my cuz-host.
I'm Leslie, and I hate you both!
Yeah, there it is.
We got there.
So you had seen the meme. You knew it was a thing.
Yes.
Did you know? Because I don't know what you saw as far as like the meme. Like, did you know by the location, by the outfits? Like, did you know it was coming, or were you like Leo pointing?
As with most memes that have been coming or that have been, showing up, I Leo point. I'm like, oh, we made it. This one I have been waiting for though, because again, I didn't see who she was talking to, but
Okay.
I would like to think that I'm smart and I could figure it out. I was like, this feels like it's going to be said to Dylan and Kelly, for reasons. And
Right.
yeah, like I said, I've been waiting this whole time for, her and Brenda and Kelly have been, on again, off again. Brenda and Dylan have been on again, off again, but it hadn't really exploded. And then when they said, no, we need to tell her about the summer, I went, oh, here we go.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah. No. Your Peter Tingle was right on.
Yeah.
Like you knew what was happening. You knew what was coming. All right. So Cheesemeisters, this week we are discussing season 3, episode 19, Back in the High Life Again. Original air date January 27th, 1993. We're not even to sweeps yet. Can you imagine what's coming your way in sweeps if we got I Hate You Both, Never Talk to Me Again in fucking January?
Brandon is going to bet the house. He's going to bet the mortgage. Somehow he's going to get his hands on it. Kelly is going to pass out because she will have completely stopped eating, because that's how TV shows anorexia. People just not eating for a day or a week and passing out. I'm like, it's not that, but TV, got it. I don't know. Aaron's going to set the house on fire.
Well, Aaron did already exert even more influence and keep David in the house.
Yeah.
Is it possible that Aaron is a witch? like Mary in It's a Wonderful Life. Like, is she just controlling things with her mind? Like, I want David to stay here, but I want to get rid of Dad.
She did have a strong grip on David. I noted that. I went, oh, this baby has bonded with him.
Well, it's because David is literally the only man in the house who has ever held her. Like, have we seen Mel with the baby once?
No.
Yeah. I mean, he had his poker night last week or whatever, but we haven't seen Mel be a parent in any way. He apologized to David, kind of. Sorry you have to go through this, but, my dick needs what it needs.
Sorry, I'm such a crappy dad.
Yep. I have a problem with monogamy. What do you want?
He might as well have done the Jim face from opening credits, like, I am who I am.
Yep. That's right. You rascally kids, except for this time it's me. All right, so so let me ask you this. Did you throw up in your mouth or throw something?
Oh, God. Actually, I threw up in my mouth a little anytime Jack spoke. First thing that set my teeth on edge. He did my least favorite form of intimacy, when a man puts his hand on anyone's shoulder in like a we're friends, but I will fuck you up and I know more than you do, so shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. Young whippersnapper.
Who did he do that to? Did
He
he do
did
that
that
to
to all the
Dylan?
journalists.
Or who?
No, he did that to all the journalists.
Oh, yeah. Jack knows how to handle the media. Like, okay, so here's what happens in this episode. Jack is out of jail. He got a limo somehow, gift from his attorney, whatever. And he gets back to the Bellage where he's going to be staying again, I guess. And all the reporters are out there wanting to talk to him about all the lawsuits that are pending against him and all the people that he's bilked out of millions and millions of dollars. And Jack is like, I don't have that kind of money. I stole it, but y'all took it back. And then he's like, I've been out of the loop for a minute. Talk to my attorneys. Deuces. And goes inside. Jack is ecstatic. Having a real good time. Dylan seems pretty happy about Jack being out of prison. Even though every time he asks Jack a question, he gets like super evasive answers.
Yeah.
How did this happen? I don't know. The lawyers just talked to the lawyers and then the thing, and I'm out and I ran and I'm good and everything's happy times. Hey Jack, where'd you get this limo? I just got the limo. My attorneys don't your attorneys give you limos? That's what attorneys do. They're like limo people. And then, Dylan's like, how are you affording this whole spread? And he's like, well, I got to be honest with you. I don't really have any money.
Then why
that's not an answer?
No, it's not. And it was just so uncomfortable. And the fact that you could just see the power moves all over the place. When he called Jim at home, I thought, no, asshole. And thankfully Jim was like, well, why don't you call my office?
Yeah.
Not
I'm at
his
home.
exact wording, but I heard it.
Look at me, Jack McKay, wearing a sweater. When I'm wearing a sweater, that's home Jim. When I'm wearing a suit, that's business Jim. As opposed to Mel, who wears a suit to get thrown out of his house. I don't know why does Mel Silver put on a suit in the morning? He is an oral surgeon. This dude should be wearing scrubs. Like, put on a coat over your scrubs and go to work. Like, that's what people who work in the medical field tend to do. He
knows that dentists have a bad rep, and he is trying to be above that. That's why instead of being part of the medical field that has the highest suicide rate, he said, no, I'm going to get laid the most out of any dentist.
Well, I mean, I think that's happening. Let me ask you this. If you had to choose between Mel Silver, DDS, as your oral surgeon wearing a suit, and Warren Scrivello, DDS, wearing his motorcycle jacket after taking Audrey on a date and dosing himself with laughing gas, which one would you be more comfortable with?
Oh my God.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not. I don't know what to say. I don't want to be harassed by my dentist, but I also don't want to be slapped across the face.
Yeah. Or just gassed and extracted with like old rusty tools and the drill that goes. Yeah, I mean,
I love that number. Not his. Obviously we love the dentist number, but the one where he's like singing and also the mask is stuck on his face and he's just losing it. Oh
yeah. Oh, mama. 'Cause I'm a dentist and a success. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to go down a Little Shop of Horrors cul-de-sac there, but we did, and I'm happy about it.
Me too.
So Jack's back. He's living the high life again, Steve Winwood style, and having a party. And with fucking no notice, Dylan's like, "Hey, everyone, come to my dad's out of jail party." And Kelly's like, Right, yeah, everything's cool now because he's out of prison.
Yeah.
Um, and so Kelly's like, yeah, you know what? Everything here fucking sucks. I'll come. And David's like, I would totally come, but remember how I'm like trying to graduate high school like super early? I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go study for my chemistry midterm. Good
Smart.
for David, responsible David. Um, Nobody invites Donna or Andrea, but they're dyeing hair and shit, so it's fine. They're probably not
Yeah.
gonna come. Brenda wants to come, but Jim says, I don't think so, because he was convicted of money laundering, but you don't even know all the stuff he's into, like tax evasion and mob hits, and I don't know, like he probably drowns puppies or something. Like you don't know what this guy's into. He could be fucking 19-year-old dental assist. Oh, never mind. That's the other guy. But bad things don't
Yeah.
go. And so Brenda doesn't go. And Brandon didn't go because he's got to work. And Steve didn't go because he wants to go see a Lakers game, where he can actually root for the Lakers and not the Celtics because those white guys got to stick together. Yeah, remember when Steve was racist?
No, I texted you that. I went, oh, now he likes the Lakers?
Yep. He always likes them unless Larry Bird's in town because, white guys. I just want to remind people. I want to remind people in an episode where Steve is kind of right about everything all the time that Steve is still a shithead.
Oh, yeah.
It's just important for us to know these things. So Brandon bets on more basketball, but Nat forgets to place his bet for him. And so now Brandon has Duke's phone number and can place the bets himself, which can only end well. I don't know if I've told you this before, but basketball is a sucker's bet.
Oh, yeah. You learned that from Steve.
Yeah, so you probably shouldn't do that. But again, go ahead and just keep betting more money. That's a good idea. So Brandon's on a path. And then Dylan has this party where Kelly shows up and Brenda does not. And they get in a pool and he splashes her because he means it. And then he's in trouble. And then she kisses him because she means it. Or he kisses her because she means it. Now he's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in trouble. And Dylan has made his choice. So,
based off of no plan and the fact that she's wearing red and the fact that she's the only one who shows up, fuck you, Dylan. You're a lazy piece of shit.
well, I mean, sure. And then they tell Brenda at the end about everything. And she hates them both and she walks away. So, what do you think about, other than what you just said, because obviously, about the resolution of the love triangle? Of where we ended up.
Well, done for, now. Again, I think,
Right.
I feel like I said it on here once before how, the grieving from the breakup is where people's colors really shine. Because you can be mature in the moment that it's happening, but then afterwards is when people start acting foolish. So I'm sure there's about to be a shit ton of passive aggression in the hallways. I'll be surprised if there's not some actual physical fight. I mean, we got one on Dynasty, so why not here?
That's right.
Let's see. I was thinking about this a lot last night because I would be lying if I said I didn't see it between Kelly and Dylan. I totally see it. Like, each couple has outstanding chemistry.
Yeah.
Which I think speaks more to their acting ability. And then the camaraderie amongst the cast. Hopefully. But I was getting tired of the toxicity of Brenda and Dylan, and Brenda clearly wants someone who is more stable, which is fair. And Dylan is in a place where I feel like he just wants to deny, and, choose the easy life other than, sticking with his sobriety, which is great. But now Kelly is also in a place where her life is feeling out of control. And she's also tired of trying to go against what people think of her. So it's fitting that they both found each other right now, but I don't have high hopes for it.
Yeah, it starts out poorly. Like, I don't think anyone is going to say that the way that this has gone for Dylan and Kelly is the ideal way to start a relationship. Right? Like, start out cheating on your girlfriend, her best friend.
Yeah.
Lie about it. Immediately start dating the second your girlfriend breaks up with you. Then go into this weird ass 3-way ultimatum thing that, like, without celestial interference would have ended with all of you dying in a bus crash. Fucking grumpy as shit in a bus crash. And your first moment as like a decided couple, it involves like just destroying another person. Like, that's a bad start.
Yeah.
What I want to ask is, whose relationship got a worse start? Because both of them started at Jack's house.
You're right. Oh God.
Which I didn't like realize until just now while we were sitting there talking about it. But they even talk about it in the episode where Brenda's like, the first time we went on a date, like, we went over there and Jack like yelled at Dylan. Dylan broke a plant, started drinking, screamed at me on the street. Like, it was a whole fucking thing going on there. And yeah,
one of the writers should have had Kelly go like, well, he was a different guy. Because it was.
Right. Yeah, well, it's true. Jack was very much. Jack was acting like a totally different person. Much more handsome. He looks more like Dylan now than he used to. So, which of those is a rockier start, do you think? Because they both aren't good.
I feel my instincts are saying Brenda and Dylan because, I mean, she immediately saw him reach for a drink.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't sober yet, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They were volatile to each other. So, but then again, it might actually be worse for Kelly and Dylan because Kelly is seeing rose-colored Dylan and Jack right now. You know, Brenda saw the real thing and was like, okay, I still am attracted to you. I still want to pursue something. This is scary, but maybe this is love. You know, Kelly's not getting the real thing.
Yeah.
So it might actually be worse for Kelly starting out this way.
It feels I don't know, it's weird because we know how the Brenda and Dylan relationship, we see the arc of it. Like, we know what their relationship was like. And all of the downs and downs of their relationship. I can't think of too many ups. They did make out like in an orchestra once or something. That was fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody likes that. They did go to Mexico and fucking Rosalita won't shut up. But I don't know. Even that, like, you're gonna have to stay in Mexico forever, Brenda.
They made out in a shower at a pool.
Oh, that's right. They did. Yeah, at the beach club. Yeah, but that got them busted. All right, let me ask you another Brenda Kelly comparison question. Did Dylan and Brenda have any moment as hot as that swimming pool scene?
I don't think so, because that was pretty hot.
It was super hot. I mean, like, that is, although from what I hear and from what you can literally see, it was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Like, when they shot that scene, it was really cold. You can see the steam coming up off of the water. Like, I'm sure that when they were in the water, they were mostly okay. But the second they had to get out of the water, it was teeth chattering, and could not have been a fun night of shooting.
I just want to also give a shout out to sexy one pieces, because
Sure.
hello, I don't like two pieces. You know, give
There you
me a
go.
sexy one piece, and thank you, Kelly, for doing that service. It was also very attracted on you.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. I was trying to think of how to make a joke about how Mel likes two pieces, one piece over here and one piece over there.
Wow. He does.
He kind of does. Yeah, he does. Shouts to the underwater camera operators, because
Yeah,
those were some great shots underwater
they
of
were.
first them sort of diving down and then coming up and her wrapping her legs around him, and like that whole thing is aces. Like that scene, no notes. It's great. It's a little silly how
Yeah,
she's like, "You're in trouble now,"
I
but
know.
also she's like 17. So what are you gonna do?
It was some good choreography, even if it was, unofficial, but
Yeah,
it was good choreo.
yeah. So okay, how happily is the ever after for Dylan and Kelly? What is your prediction for how long this lasts? And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to get how it ends. You're not going to guess the thing
Oh
that
God.
happens that is like the last straw in their relationship. Because spoilers, there's a last straw in their relationship at some point. Um, but how do you think this goes?
Oh, I also like that we had a confirmation that they had not already consummated their relationship, because one,
Right.
that felt honest, but then to have it uh validated was even better for me. Um
Yeah.
Once again, not happy that Shannon called Kelly a whore, but
Uh-huh. Walks like a
it
duck,
is what
talks
it
like a
is.
duck.
It is what it is. This is why it's important to differentiate between yourself and your character.
No,
Um,
there's that.
okay, how is the love of Dylan and Kelly going to go? Well, I think it's going to be clouded, much like Pacey and Joey was clouded in the
Mm,
insecurity of like, but you and Dawson are soulmates.
mm,
This is going to be clouded in the we fucked over someone we care deeply about.
yeah.
Like, is this man going to be worth it having lost my best friend? Um,
Mm,
I don't really know what Dylan feels about Brenda right now, because honestly, it does not feel like he gives a shit. It feels like any niceness he has towards her is purely motivated by wanting to get with Kelly.
mm,
Um, and I think it's just because he's compartmentalizing stuff. He doesn't want to feel anything about Brenda.
yeah. Yeah. He wants
But
to put that in the rear view.
he does. So, also, I have seen a photo of Dylan and Kelly at graduation, and they look happy, but that doesn't mean they're together. I feel like this could last. Gosh, I'm really having a hard time with this because it's going to be rocky with the cloud of Brenda over them.
Mm,
It's probably going to last, until the end of the season, and then maybe we'll get a hint at like Trouble in Paradise and how it was never
mm.
paradise. But yeah, I have no idea how it could end, because I just feel like it would be unoriginal for Dylan to cheat on someone else.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh yeah, it's unoriginal. I don't Even though Kelly has done her part in the wreckage of all of this, I don't think it's fair to her. She's dealing with enough shit, and I don't want to see that happen to her.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm blank on my predictions today.
That's okay. I mean, this show's bonkers and it's going to get crazier.
I think I think they're gonna break up because of outside things. Because Jack is clearly gonna take Dylan's money, lose it all, shocker. Um, Hopefully go back to jail or die in a car implosion. Like, that's never leaving my brain, by the way. I know you're hoping I forget it, but
I don't think, no, I knew you wouldn't forget it. I mean, come on.
it's
That
the
was,
thing that started this.
yeah, that's our origin story. Come on.
Like, I I can't wait for it now. After watching this episode, I'm like, yes, I need him dead today.
There you
Um,
go.
and you know, Kelly and this possible eating disorder, the divorce, another man abandoning her mom. Jackie's someone's going to be overdue for a relapse. It's going to be Dylan or it's going to be Jackie. It can't be both at the same time because then what do you do for the next 7 seasons?
Right. More relapses.
God, you're right.
You'll be surprised at the amount of shit that happens to these people. By the time senior year of college starts, we're going to have a list of shit that Kelly has gone through that could stun a water buffalo. I mean, it is.
So she would fit in well at Seattle Grace Mercy West Sloan Hospital, whatever it's called now.
She does have a prom coming up. So it's not in a hospital, though. Just FYI. All right. How do you think this is going to go for Brenda and Kelly?
How
is there a path forward to friendship?
There's gotta be, because they don't hang out with anyone else. And I would love
Donna.
I know. And like Donna can't constantly be in the middle of them. Like, can we use Andrea more? Like, can the two brunette, although I guess she's a ginger now, can we have like the two non-blondes hang out? Because that feels like a good friendship. I don't know why Brenda's avoiding it. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I feel like Brenda and Kelly could at some point make up, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's graduation. Maybe it's after that, you know, in the summer months between high school and college when you're having to say all the goodbyes multiple times because this might really be the last one. And oh my God, I have no idea like how fragile friendship is going to be going forward.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Someone's going to get assaulted and it's going to bring them together.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Which is terrible. I don't want that to happen.
Well, I mean, you know, Brenda was already held up at gunpoint and everybody forgot a week later, so
including
it's hard
her.
to say how long. Yeah, it's hard to say how long the trauma is going to hold. Okay, so I felt like I had another question about. Oh, I do have a question. Here you go. What do you think Jack's up to?
I really think he's trying to get. Obviously, he's trying to get Dylan's money.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's too. It seems too obvious to use that money to pay off legal fees and all that. I wonder if he already has some kind of scheme, and because he's kind of a risk to, you know, for other not so great guys to work with, he might have to pay his way back in with these guys.
Okay.
Maybe he's why Enron fails. I don't know.
No, Enron's back now. They're like a crypto company or something.
Yeah, don't do it, people. Also, don't do crypto.
It's a good brand, Enron. I say jump on board. But like, you know, Jack is obviously trying to get to Dylan's money for some reason. And he's on the phone with somebody saying, these things take time. I'm going to get the money. Like, what do you think that's about? Who do you think is on the other end of that phone?
Gil Myers. Gil is like, listen, man, I have 2 kids who killed themselves, another one who accused me of inappropriate behavior. I may or may not have hired a hitman to take out my the friend of the accuser. I'm in deep. I might as well start making meth. Let's sell meth. That's what he's going to do. Oh my God, he's going to get into the meth market. Or wait, no, it's the 90s. It's crack. He's going to get into the crack market.
Okay. I really like that.
I might as well go ridiculous with it because I, I have no idea. I'm not a crook. Sadly,
Right.
because as we know, we would get away with it. This is showing you could get away with it in the 90s. It's 2024. Obviously, you can still get away with it.
That's right. More crime.
Yeah. No! I don't.
Is that not what you were saying?
No!
Oh, I misunderstood.
I just wanted to say hi.
I thought you were suddenly pro Gil, and you're like, "This is a great idea. Gil should do it. Become a crack dealer."
I am pro that his hitman getting out of jail again because no repercussions, as we've seen on the show, and then mowing down Gil.
Oh, you should have left that beard on. Boom.
Can I tell you real quick? So the other night at the film shoot, my character gets run over by her husband. Really lighthearted shit. Obviously, they didn't do that.
Ewing style.
Yeah. But I had to lay on the...
Did you get to reverse?
No, what I had to do, I was laying on the cold, wet ground, and, you know, I had to position myself in such a way, and I very nearly thought about positioning my leg like Andrea's. But I didn't do it.
You totally should have. You totally should have. That is... Like, look, coming from someone who has spent the better part of his life saying jokes that only he finds funny. Like, shoot for an audience of one. Like, if that would have tickled you, you should have done it. No one else is going to catch it. No one will know that you're doing the Andrea leg turn, but you would know. And you would glow.
The only reason I would. And the only reason I didn't do it was because I didn't think I could hold that position multiple times for very long. It was cold. Yeah. I was in a ton of layers, thankfully. Like, they took good care of me. But I didn't think I could hold that position because I'm sure she had to hold that for long ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
But I thought of it.
Smart.
I thought of you.
I love it. Turn that leg all the way around.
Yep.
If you thought if you already thought you needed chiropractic, trying to like force your hip to invert itself for like long periods of time, I think you would end up needing some work done.
Yeah, fingers crossed I get everything ironed out in the next year, people.
Just work out the kinks. All right, so what do you think this episode was really about?
I think it's about two things.
Okay.
One, I told you how, to quote Craterface from our beloved Grease,
yes.
I think this episode is about how rules are, there ain't no rules.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that it was about pinks. You punk, pink slips, ownership papers. Ooh, just do. I know things. Don't act like I don't know stuff. Okay, so the rules are there ain't no rules. Who doesn't have rules?
There are no rules with Jack McKay. He can get away with anything. Rich people, there are no rules with rich people. You can do whatever you want. And there are no real consequences. I mean, Steve, is he even still in detention? He's just moseying around school today. He was getting to hang out with Andrea. Let's see, who else? I mean, no rules. Oh, no rules for Mel. You know, he is this player. I feel like there was a hint of even the actor being like, really? This is
right. This is who I am.
To act this. Well, this might be my last paycheck, but I'm not feeling it. I'll say the lines.
I'm gonna wear this suit.
Brandon and his gambling. Kelly with getting into this relationship with Dylan and, you know, wanting to be honest, but then, you know, almost honesty too late. You know, it just very much felt like there were officially no consequences for anyone. You can do whatever. And I mostly felt that from Jack McKay.
Yeah.
And Dylan too, in a way. I mean, he's gotten to string these women along and he still came out smelling like a rose, as they say.
Well, and apparently you can just get like a free limo and and like, be an oral surgeon who wears a suit to the office because like no rules. I get it.
Oh, that was the other thing. Jackie being like, "Oh yeah, David can just stay here.
Hmm.
Mel owes me something." Like, I think Mel and Sheila are gonna have to agree that he can stay with you. Like, I love the chosen family of it, but again, they're acting like they can just do this easily, that he can just live with them easily, and like that's still gonna be hard on David. Like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that that is like actually the right answer for the situation.
Mm,
Like, let David stay there. Like,
yeah,
it's why disrupt his life? He doesn't want to go. Like, he's going to go live at Mel's, and Mel's not going to be there. Or like, he's going to come home, and there's going to be like a tie on the doorknob,
yeah.
and like you just can't go in because Dad's boning someone your age. Like, it's just yeah, I know. Yeah, David's 17, and
Yeah.
Mel's like yet another 19-year-old. Because that's what Mel likes about high school girls. He keeps getting older, and they stay the same age. Yes, they do.
Ooh, which
Yes,
Taylor
they do.
Swift sings about it all too well to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well,
Tying
that's
it
from
back.
Dazed and Confused, which you haven't seen that, right? We got to watch Dazed and Confused.
No, no, we gotta watch it.
That's a good one. Um, okay. What else do you think this might really be about? Because I have things that I know they're not going to be the same things as yours because I have a twisted brain.
Oh, okay. Oh. Uh, I think this is also about, sadly, no matter what, we want our parents' love and pride.
Okay.
Because Dylan obviously has some baggage with Jack. He has baggage with both parents. He has a
Right.
very it would make so much sense if he just completely emancipated himself from them, which I
Right.
wish he would. But, as horrible as that flashback was in that one episode of I'll Never Let You Down, son.
When I was a different man entirely.
Yes. Uh I think Dylan is still hoping his dad won't let him down. And
Hmm.
so any little kernel of hope he gets from him, he clings to, and it's it's easier to just try and, well, depending, but in this case on this show it's easier for these characters to just try and make it work with their parents, because to do the harder but also maybe the right thing for you, it's not savory to them. And
Right.
like, um let me think who else. No matter what, well,
What?
Brenda says I could have gone to that party,
Right.
and she even calls out Jim saying, really, we're at this fight again? And
Yeah.
for she she showed once again that she still has the maturity she gained from that trip,
Hmm.
um convoluted as it may be, but she showed maturity by like, you know I could have gone,
Right.
but I didn't want to because
Right.
I'm tired of the drama with my parents. And also, maybe dad's right. I'm not going to tell him
Right.
that. I'll tell Brandon, but maybe dad's right. This guy gives
Yeah.
me the ick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like there's so much parent stuff going on in this. I do think that like, yeah, Dylan is desperately trying to please Jack and get his father's approval. Um, Kelly, like, I mean, David and Kelly are dealing with turmoil created by his dad. And when he's like, "What are we gonna do?" Kelly's like, "We're the kids. We'll do what we're told." Like, like Kelly is like, "I have been through this. I'm just gonna sit here because whatever happens, this is my room, and I'm just gonna stay in this room. And all the other stuff that happens outside of this room with Mel and Jackie, my name's Paul, and that's between y'all." Like, that's she's just gonna do what she's told. Um, and Brenda and even, I mean, Jim doesn't say anything to Brandon about not going over, but Brandon knows what Jimbo thinks.
Yeah.
And you know, he's got other things that he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he's sleeping his way through his senior year, he's bored out of his mind, he's not dating anybody, he's going to gamble on some fucking basketball. Um, even if his dad is like, and even if his other father figure, uh, Nat, is like,
Yeah.
you know what? Stay easy here, Brandon. Like, Nat sees the downside of this, and Nat is a full ass adult gambler. Like, Nat's a guy with a bookie.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I never had a bookie. Like now you can gamble legally on your phone, so that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I'm not betting $100 on a regular season NBA game either, because that is a fucking sucker's bet. There's no way around that. Steve's right.
I had a sad thought too about maybe another reason why Dylan picks Kelly is because he knows Kelly's going to be more palatable to Jack. Like she's not going to say anything against him. She's she's going to go along just to get along. Um
Right.
and this is going to sound weird cuz like I don't see Jack as he's not going for, super young like Mel. He can still be icky without doing that, but like, Dylan low key is showing that he could maybe wants to be a little like his I think it's as you said, he wants to be accepted by his dad.
Yeah.
And having similar taste in women, I guess, shows that.
Yeah. I mean, Dylan's not interested in money the way his dad is. Um,
Yet.
and yeah, well, sure. Um, but like this is not in Gil's defense, which I
No.
still find hilarious, but in Jack's defense, Jack is right that Dylan should have more of an idea of what kind of job Jim is doing managing his money.
Sure.
Like that is sound advice. Now the next step, dissolve the trust and give the money to Jack, is really dumb. Like that is a false step in your logical progression. But the idea that you should be paying attention to what your money manager is doing with your money, if you're a person who has enough money to need a money manager, 100% you should be doing that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, Dennis Miller, back when he used to be funny, had this thing where he said, it was something about how men and women are different. He was like, like sometimes we could both be looking at the sunset and your wife will be thinking, what a beautiful sunset. And the man will be thinking, I bet my accountant's trying to bone me in the ass. Like,
oh
no, which is funny. And like, Dylan should be thinking a little bit more about that. Like, just, we know Jim's straight arrow, but it doesn't mean that, like, literally Jim has lost every job every client he's had, Brandon has fucked it up. So I don't know that Dylan or that Jim is good at his job. He might be. I don't know. We've never seen him be good at it.
They wanted to promote him.
Yeah. But they turned that down. He's good at hiring secretaries who were pieces of ace. But then Dottie left. Boo. All right, here's one of the things I think this episode is about. I think this episode is about don't listen to your parents.
Oh.
Because, like, Brenda listens to Jim and it costs her Dylan.
Yeah.
Like, if she'd been there, if she'd gone, this whole thing gets strung out a little bit longer. Maybe it doesn't end this way. David listened to Mel and got some nasty ass side eye out of it when he told Donna that Mel always told him that beautiful girls want to be told that they're smart and smart girls want to be told that they're pretty. And then Donna goes, oh yeah, what am I?
Yeah.
And David does not know that he has stepped in it. So maybe don't listen to your dad there, David.
No.
It's just, maybe just don't listen to your parents. I think it might, you might be better off if you just don't. Here's another thing. Never be honest. Because there's no upside. Dylan and Kelly are honest with Brenda, finally. And you know what they get? I hate you both. Never talk to me again. Well, fuck,
Yep.
we were just trying to be honest. Mel is honest with Jackie and David, and it gets him thrown out. You know, like, I have a problem with women. What do you want? I'm a bastard. Uh, that is honest. Congratulations, Mel. You are a
Go to
bastard.
therapy.
Yeah, but on your way to therapy, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
David knows better than to be honest with Andrea and say no one can tell that you dyed your hair. He just tells her it looks nice because that's the way to go there. Like, oh, you look great. That looks wonderful. He knows. Don't be honest. This episode says, because
Yes.
if you tell the truth, nothing good's going to happen. It's all going to be bad. You might as well fucking lie about it. Get out of jail and get your kids money, maybe. All right. Here's another thing this episode is really about. I'm flying through them because they're big ones.
Okay.
Are we on a Steve Sanders redemption tour? Because Steve is right about everything in this episode. He's right about everything.
I won't forget.
I don't think he should. But look, he's right that he should probably have a better time at the Lakers game than at Jack's party. Because he doesn't want to watch Kelly like get with another guy.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that swimming pool scene if Steve was just like laying on a Barca lounger off to the side?
Just simmering. Seething.
Just sitting in a chair watching it happen.
Steam would be coming off of him.
It would. Oh my God, would it? He's also right about Brandon's gambling. Basketball's a sucker's bet. Stay away from it, Brandon. He's right about Andrea's hair, that she should just do it. Like, yeah. Do it. Do that. I think that would be awesome. Like, Steve is super supportive to Andrea as a friend. Like, this is the complication of Steve, because most of this season, he has been really cool with Andrea.
Yeah.
Now, when he wanted something from her, when he was trying to like protect his ass in the legacy key situation, he was a real son of a bitch. But like most of the season, I like him and Andrea together. And in this case, with the magazines, and then at the end when he's like, oh, you did it. Like, his reaction to her, like showing him her hair, is perfect. It's so good. It is like, it's subtle, but it works. It looks great on you. I'm so proud of you for doing this. Like, Steve is on the ball this episode. All good things. Like, no notes, Steve. Way to go.
Yeah, like, they can't all suck.
No, you can't be terrible all of the time.
No.
So in this episode, I think that he's kind of just fucking nailing it this week, Steve Sanders. So maybe the Steve Sanders redemption tour is on the way. And here's the other thing. Last thing I think this episode is really about. Why only matters to you and a court of law. But the reason that you did something horrible to somebody doesn't matter to them. All that matters is what you did. So, like, Dylan and Kelly unburdening themselves to Brenda and explaining why they want to tell her this, she doesn't care. She doesn't care why you cheated with Kelly over the summer. She doesn't care why you feel like unburdening yourself about it right now. She fucking hates you because what you did is cheat on her with your best friend and then string both of you along for months, almost get you killed in a giant bus explosion. And then after all this time, you're telling me that both of you have been lying to me this whole time. I don't care why you did that. That sucks. I hate you.
Yeah.
Jackie does not care that Mel is a bastard and has a problem with monogamy. What she cares about is that he's cheated on her multiple times with multiple dental hygienists.
Yeah, she's gonna need to be tested.
Well, fuck yeah, no shit. David doesn't care why Mel cheated. He just
Yeah.
knows that he threw a grenade into his life. The why doesn't make any difference. Why? I'm not even sure why matters to Jack, why he got out of jail.
No.
But there's a why there, and Dylan doesn't seem to care about it. Why does Jack want his money? Dylan doesn't seem to care. He just knows that if like this could please his dad. Everyone who's doing these things thinks that why matters, but it only matters to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it matters if they're like, you know, accused of murder, because like intent is part of the deal with murder. If the why didn't matter, then manslaughter wouldn't exist. But why don't mean shit. It's just that you hurt me.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's going on in this episode. Anything else for you that this might have been about?
No, that covered a lot.
All right. It did. There was a lot of things going on. This is a busy fucking episode.
It was.
I mean, again, props to the writers of this show, which I don't often give because it's so fucking silly. But their ability to seed things and let stories take a long time to develop when you don't even realize that they're developing. I mean, you're like, your Peter Tingle is on with Kelly and the eating. Like it's you picked up on it right away. You picked up on Brandon and his gambling. Like these crumbs are there. They're doing a good job. They even planted something with Steve this episode that's going to pay off.
Oh.
So yeah, and I didn't even notice it before. This is what I'm saying. Like I've watched this a million times. I've never noticed that in this season in particular, and I don't know if we'll have to see if they do it as well going forward. They're dropping these little things so that when you want to say, I can't believe Kelly had an eating disorder for one episode, that's actually not true. Like it feels true because it explodes and it resolves, you know, those kind of things in these shows. But it's been going on for months.
Yeah.
And it's just not the focal point, but it's happening. And so it's really been fun for me to watch them build these little stories for the characters that turn into big stories, that turn into big moments. They've done a really nice job. It's all very fucking silly. I mean, let's us not forget that David Silver solved gang violence by rapping. Okay? We can't forget these things. Or that Brandon saved 2 lives in one school year. We can't forget that these things are happening.
Yeah.
But they're doing a good job with these tiny little breadcrumbs that develop into stories. So shouts to the writers 31 years later. Good job. What does this make you nostalgic for?
So when Jack gets that phone call, he has to go take it in the other room.
Sure.
But he does it wrong because he hangs up the phone and then goes into the other room expecting the other person to still be on the line. And that's never how it worked for me. I distinctly remember, like, oh, you answered the phone in the kitchen. Oh, hi. Yeah, give me just a minute. Okay, look, hang up when I'm in my room. And then, get into my room. Like, Mom, hang up. And, I always miss landlines. I always miss landlines. I miss not being tied to the brick in my pockets. And that was such a silly thing. But because my parents would, I think, do it more than me. Like, oh, I'm gonna go take this in the other room, and then you have the first time where you accidentally hang up, and they're like, you hung up on Grandma.
Right. Grandma will call back.
Yes, she will. So yeah.
What happened? Are you mad at me?
I'm sorry. Don't let this affect my Christmas gift.
That is by the way, that is still a grandma thing. Like, if you don't call her back right away, she's like, "Are you mad at me?"
No, I've never had that, but I also don't call her enough.
My mom gets it. Like, like she was, I don't know, she was out doing something, and like she couldn't answer her phone, and Grandma called like 3 times. And when she finally called her back, Grandma was like, "Are you mad at me?" And she's like, "No, why would I be mad at you? What could you have possibly done? You're 97. Like,
Right.
you're just hanging out watching Gunsmoke reruns. Like, I know it's fine. You didn't do anything." Um, I've been racking my brain for something this makes me nostalgic for, and I've never dyed my hair, so like I don't have that. I never had to like, you know, tell a beautiful woman she was smart or a smart woman she was beautiful. I didn't do that. I didn't bet on a lot of basketball games. I never forgot to place a bet for someone else, my bookie. Um,
Never had a
like,
sexy swimming late at night.
oh no, sure, I've done that, but I'm not nostalgic for that. That happens all the time.
Oh, okay.
That's called Tuesday up in my life. Can't be nostalgic for something that happened yesterday.
Now you're in Chicago. Where are you swimming right now?
Oh, I'm not swimming anywhere. It's too fucking cold for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's happening metaphorically. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know. So yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia in this one, other than like, this is one of the. I think I'm nostalgic for this episode.
Okay.
Because it's such a big one, and so many things happen, and like it's one of those again where I didn't remember Andrea's hair thing happening in this episode at the same time as all this other shit was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I mentioned this episode to you when Brenda dyed her hair in season 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said something to you about another character dyeing their hair later, and the thing I was thinking about was the scene in the radio booth where David is like, looks great. It's awesome. Nice job, Andrea.
And that's all we want. As someone who has frequently either gotten her haircut and gotten no response to the slight differences, I respect David's answer. Looks great. Thank you.
David's answer was the right one.
It's
Although,
a sweet little lie.
high second place best answer for Brandon going, new vest?
I know. Okay, I want all the vests. I'm loving the vests on this show. They're still in, and I would love to have the money to like at least buy 2 before they go out of fashion.
There you go. Yeah, I do. I love Andrea's look on her face when Brandon says new vest. She's like, no, I mean, yes, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. Of course it's a new vest. Isn't it nice? Love my vest.
I feel Andrea so much this season. Just like, you just want to be seen. Maybe you don't want to date these guys, but you would like to be seen as alluring and, more than just a know-it-all to them.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm going to say this for the Cheesemeisters, not for you because you're not going to understand it until way down the line. But I never noticed how tied Andrea is to those vests. So Cheesemeisters, who do you think is more tied to their outerwear? Andrea with her vest or Matt Durning with his sweater vests?
Oh God.
Just when we get to Matt Durning's sweater vest, you're going to know what I'm talking about. I don't mind spoiling things like Matt Durning wears a lot of fucking sweater vests.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. So just remember when we get there that I said that. And Cheesemeisters, enjoy Matt Durning's sweater vest thoughts in your head. All right, who is your Steve Sanders Memorial worst person of the episode?
It's Jack.
Okay.
Jack gives me the cringe, gives me the ick, all the youthful slang or elder slang. I don't like him. I don't trust him.
Neither does Jim.
Dylan's pissed me off too, but at the same time, I don't want whatever Jack's going to do to him to happen.
Yeah. Okay. That's
and
a solid
I will cheer. You will hear me from New York cheering when that car explodes. I'll be like, we did it! We did it, Joe!
We survived Jack. All right. For me, it's Mel, because fuck Mel.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
he's such a shithead. Yeah, he's just. I don't know. I don't know. Mel, I don't know why you're getting married. I don't know why you're getting married.
I'm still in disbelief about that because it just feels like they pull it out of nowhere. Like, I will reiterate, I did not see Jackie and Mel lasting, but I didn't
Right.
see this coming this quickly. And like, it's not even just, oh, he cheated. No, he might have a sex addiction, it sounds like,
He's
or
been
just
nothing but cheating.
nothing but cheating.
Yeah,
And I'm
the
like,
whole time he's been cheating.
I can't wait for him to discover or to see Polly become en vogue because he's abusing, ethical non-monogamy. Um, but he's probably thriving in 2024.
As long as he's not married.
He's probably, well, I'm sure he's not that poly people can't get married, but like, yeah,
Or that
he's probably like,
he should be married to someone who is like, also okay with this.
yeah, like the Smiths.
The Smiths.
Will and Jada.
Oh, are they? Oh, fuck. I'm staying out of that business.
That's
I don't
fine.
have a red table.
Officially
No
unofficial.
Oh my lord, those two. So, I think we did it.
We did.
So join us here Friday, Cheesemeisters, when we are going to watch a movie about some people who just got out of jail. We're gonna jump on one of those hand cars on a railroad. Pete and Delmer and Everett and Blind Old Man. We're gonna watch Oh Brother Where Art Thou, which I cannot wait for. I love that movie. You've seen it, but not a bunch.
I saw it when I was 12, so I couldn't tell you much. I knew I liked it, but I could not tell you anything about it. It's been so long.
It's such a good movie. So we're gonna watch that. And then next week we will be watching season 3, episode 20, Parental Guidance Recommended. Guess who's coming to town?
Oh no! Den! It's Iris!
Iris is coming to town!
No!
Oh, the parenting is about to step up a notch. It's going to be pretty great.
You really feel it in the garlic.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait because we're going to get Leslie doing Iris all again next week.
Oh my god.
Yep. And you're probably not going to get this. Oh, look and see if this episode is even available for you.
I have seen it on Paramount. Like,
okay.
Even though I try not to look ahead too much, like for all the rewatching I've had to do and like in scrolling now because it's a long fucking season, I have seen, and I do remember the title, parental or parent guidance recommended something.
Yeah, parental guidance recommended. Okay.
Every 90s teen show had a parental guidance theme or title at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a reference. The title is a reference to the stickers on the front of albums, which just happened.
Okay,
like
that explains
it was an early 90s thing. So yeah, that just happened. But the reason I ask is because Brenda listens to a song on repeat, and you're probably not going to hear the song. So,
damn it.
When Brenda is like wallowing in your head, I need you to play Losing My Religion. Because that is what Brenda is listening to.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be Alanis Morissette, but it might still be too early.
It's too early for Alanis. Unless you wanted her to listen to like Canadian pop Alanis Morissette. This is not Jagged Little Pill, Dave Coulier, Alanis Morissette.
I'm so excited she listens to Losing My Religion.
She does. Yeah. So join us, I guess, next time, Cheesemeisters. Until then.
Bye.
Bye.
Never talk to me again.